Hey guys, Lori here, your Cheeky Crafter, and today I'm going to be working on the scrapbookingstore.com July 2022 kit. You can see here it's the Welcome Home from Echo Park, and the add-ons here we've got letters, we've got some frames from Heidi Swapp, and some Jen Hadfield ephemera. So I'm flipping through the paper selection now so that you can see all the different patterns. You get 2 sheets of each pattern, so it's nice that you get the 2 in case you want to do like a double page layout. But I actually had a request to make a prayer journal for a friend's grandmother, and so I thought that this pack of paper would be perfect for it because, you know, a prayer book feels like home to me. So this was a prayer journal that I made for another friend, and this is the small version. So I'm going to take this pattern, and you can see if there's pockets where you put the pages together, you create a pocket, and then I do inserts that say write your prayer requests on one side, and then on the back side it says write your answer prayers. Because how often do we forget to keep record of our prayers that are answered? We're only ever focused on things we need instead of all the things we've gotten as blessings. So I've chosen that. I'm going through now and selecting the papers that I want to use inside of the journal. I'm going to make it 7 pages. That way there are 7 days worth for a week. But of course you'd use it over and over again. It wouldn't just be like a 1-week use. And then I cut off the zip strips, but I save those for use on other things, other projects, and maybe I'll even use them in this as decorative elements. We'll see. So then I'm going to cut the paper down to 8 by 12, and those 4-inch pieces I'll use on cards later. So now I've got 8 by 12 pieces, so I'm going to fold them up with the inside being the pages that I want to show in the actual book. So then I glue down one page to the other, and I'm sorry that I didn't take a picture of this, but what you want to do is on the fold side of your paper, put your glue around the top, the fold side, and the bottom, leaving the not folded side open, and that's where you'll slip in your card. So you'll glue one to the back of another, to the back of another, to the back of another. And again, I'm sorry I don't know what happened to the video for that part, but I lost it in somewhere. Now I'm adding a ribbon before I place the cover on. This way it'll tie it closed. And so I just put some double-faced tape on there, and then I find the center of my ribbon, press it down, pull it around, and then just make sure I have enough to make a bow. And once I realize that I do, I will go ahead and get the cover sized up. And I realized the cover was going to be initially it was going to be a little bit too small since the papers had made it thick. So I cut the inside papers down another 1/4 inch, or excuse me, another 1/8 of an inch, sorry. And now I'm just going to score in the middle here. It's about 1/2 inch so that I have enough, or 1/4 inch so that I have enough of a fold for the pages to fit and look really nice, almost like a book. So now that I've got that, I'm ready to put the book in there, and I'm getting it sized in the middle so that I can be sure that when I glue down the cover, it's going to open and fold properly. So now I've got that. So now I'll run the glue around the whole entire page and fold the cover page down because, of course, I want the cover to cover the whole book. Then I'll turn it over and do the same thing on the back side, making sure I've got everything lined up just exactly right how I want it. So you'll go ahead and put the glue on here, and then you've got your cover ready to go. So once I've got it down, I'll just tie it up again. Actually, I'm going to flip through and make sure that you see how the pockets are. And then I decided I wanted to round the corners on each thing, so I did the top just for you to see, but then I went through the rest of the book and did all of the pages. So now it's time to start decorating. So initially I was going to call this My Prayer Journal. And so I start pulling off the letters, and I think I'm checking to see how wide they are to put them in the center of the book. And then I realized I have a ready-made grid on my book with the buffalo check pattern here. So no big deal. So I just start putting the letters on there. If you saw me counting on my fingers, that was how many letters does the word prayer have. So I'd make sure I centered the first letter. Turns out it's even, so the first 2 go right under mine, no big deal. Then, of course, I realized I was going a little bit crooked, so I had to fix that. But as I'm doing this, you'll see when I go pull off the next R, I don't know if you'll see my hesitation, but you'll see me realize I'm not going to have enough letters to do journal. So I'm thinking to myself, what's another word for journal? Because I won't be able to do the word journal. And I settle on the word book, of course. I mean, after all, the Bible is a book, right? And this is going to be my prayer journal, which I'll use in conjunction, or actually the grandmother will use in conjunction with her Bible. So since I don't have enough letters for journal, I am going to go ahead and use the word book. Same meaning, so no big deal, right? I'm not going to worry about it. So I'm just getting the letters lined up for the rest of the title, my prayer book. And then it'll be time to start decorating the pages. And I thought the outside needed a little more, so I've got this ephemera that is included as an add-on in the pack, and these are some really great die-cut images. So many of them in here, and I love these gold foil butterflies. They're just beautiful. And since they're so calming and serene and just perfect, I decided they would be the best things on the cover. But as I'm flipping through, I find all these other little elements that I think, oh, these will look good in journal. This will look good in the journal. This will look good. This will look good. And so I'm pulling things out to decorate the pages on the inside with. But first I'm going to go ahead and apply these butterflies to the cover. And I am just using art glitter glue. It's my favorite wet adhesive. I don't think I use much of anything else wet. Okay, so now I've got inserts that I'm going to put in. And so what I did is I found 7 of some of my favorite Bible verses, and I wrote them on cards, and then I put a place for the user of the book to make notes or write their thoughts or put their particular versions. I also did a punch out using a 1-inch circle punch on each of the pages so that you could easily retrieve your prayer cards here. And then I just I printed and cut labels that say write your prayer requests here, and then the other one says write your answered prayers here. And that way you can keep track of all of your requests and all of your blessings. I just think it's important that we never forget when we have answered prayers too. Even if it's not the answer we want, we still get our prayers answered, right? And so then each of those just slips into each pocket. And again, there are 7 pockets so that you have one for each day of the week. And then I'm just going through and putting down each of those and adding the prayer requests for each page. And you can see that each of the pages are in there now. And then I'm thinking, all right, let's decorate each of the pages and put a little something on each one. So again, I'm going through that ephemera pack and looking for what will look good on each page, what makes sense, what maybe goes along with the Bible verse that I have there. So I'm just flipping through and seeing what I've got and deciding what I want to put where. I'm also looking at the various placements of where I want to put things, what might look good on the background paper, what stands out against another background better, that sort of thing. So I'm looking at all different kinds of factors and trying to decide what goes where. And then I saw this tag that says thankful, and this particular verse is about, being thankful. So I thought, well, this is good. But it didn't really pop against that yellow background. So I thought, well, let me just back it with some more of the craft paper. So I do that, and then I just cut a little small border around it so that it'll help it to pop out. Trim it down to match the tag shape and cut that, gosh, I can't think of the word now. But cut it out so it matches. And so once I get it shaped up just right, I will attach it in the top corner there on that blank page, just so it'll kind of hang down, look like a tag. Or a banner, rather, sorry. And then I'm going on to the next page, flipping through the images, see what I like, and again, what pops against the paper the best, where it might fit nicely on the paper, and then I'll add it in. And I want to leave part of the page blank in case the owner of the book or the user of the book wants to write or put pictures or put some of their favorite verses in or whatever they want to do on the rest of that blank part of the page. So then I just go through each page, add a little decorative element onto each one so that there'll be something there and it's not just completely blank. Oh man, I really love those butterflies. And again, I just keep adding as I go, altering the areas on each of the pages where I place an element to decorate. Now I'm on the back cover, so this would be the last page. And I settle on this gold foil flower. Again, I just love these gold foil ephemera elements. They're so pretty. And then we're going to do a final flip through of the book so that you can see everything. I thought about adding another heart here, but ultimately I did not. So here's the final flip through of each page and how it looks. We'll get it tied up and it is ready to go. I hope you've enjoyed watching this video. I appreciate it. Thank you.